Hello, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, she decided to walk across my tablet just as I was about to hit the button. She's been being a little bit of a stinker butt the last 12 hours, really. Yeah, she really has. Um, um, Yesterday she started, well, actually, she's kind of been getting a little bit curious with the front door, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And last night I decided, okay, I'll just go ahead and let her stand there. Well, I stood outside, right there where I could catch her in case she decided to go or whatever, but I knew she wouldn't because she's just too anxious with it all. But at the same point, here, that way you all can see her, she was really, really curious, she's really wanting to experience some freedom. So, but she doesn't have a collar. That's the only thing. She is chipped, and she is spayed. But I'm just not entirely too sure about all of that. It's like, yeah, but then again, it's kind of that time of year too, where I know she can have a tendency to want to feel her oats, I guess, a little bit. But I don't know. I will think about it very long and very hard, especially with where we're living at. I do know that there are some cats that are out there. She probably sees them through the window, wants to go out, maybe make friends and so forth. Um, but and of course, we have that move that we have to do for the one night. So I'm not going to be doing anything until at least then. And that'll probably help knock it out of her, too. So anyway, um, but yeah, she's been getting very, very curious with the front door, which I understand. It's nice outside and everything. She wants some fresh air. I don't even know if I can even open these windows or not. Somebody went through and put some screws in so that way they can't open, and I would much rather they stay that way because of, yeah, situation. It's not the best of neighborhood that we're living in. So, yeah, I get it. I understand what she's experiencing, what she's going through, and everything, and I don't blame her. Um, it is windy out, very, very windy. Temperatures haven't dropped yet. The way I'm seeing it with the winds is the one deck that I was called to today was the Greenwich Tarot, and one card that popped right out was the Wild Hunt. It's basically the number 16 card, the equivalent of the Tower card in the traditional deck. And but in this deck, the Wild Hunt is all of the huntsmen coming through and clearing things out. And I definitely experienced that last night, and it came out in the reading also. I just got this overwhelming sense of peace last night, an ending of things. Really all day yesterday, especially after I had those potato chips. And I was just like, oh, after I got done eating and so forth, I'm like, I need to lay down and take a nap. And I did that. I woke up and I wanted more chips. And I ate even more and ate more. And I had the munchies last night. I decided, you know what? I'm feeling, oh, there she goes. I was feeling really, really great, but soulfully, I was just feeling like I didn't I wanted to savor it. I didn't want to be out there. I didn't want to be exposing myself, to all the energies and so on and so forth. I just wanted to, I felt like my body was finally healing, especially, with everything I've been going through with the new inhaler and, the stress of the recent move and, the financial difficulties, everything, and so on and so forth. And I just had this sense of peace and calm just go right straight through me. And I felt like my body was finally healing, I felt like I just needed an opportunity to let my soul heal. And that's what I did. And I continued to, and with my soul healing, of course, my body was getting the munchies right and left. Oh my gosh, I ate so much last night. I finished that bag of potato chips. And broke. When I was at the store, I debated whether or not I was going to get some of the white cheddar popcorn. I debated it back and forth, even when I was at the checkout counter, and there was a small bag sitting there, and ultimately I wound up going ahead and getting it, following my intuition. Good thing I did, because when I finished that bag of potato chips, I was really wanting something else, some more starches, and I wound up cracking open that bag of white cheddar popcorn. Yeah, I had a serious case of the munchies, bad case. But it's understandable considering everything that I've been through and so forth, and the healing that has been happening. I feel phenomenal. I went ahead and did another puff of the inhaler last night before I went to bed. Actually, I ate so much, I just took my my insulins that I needed to take and went right, because I had fallen asleep too in between there, and when I woke up, I just took my insulins and just a small amount, because my sugar was a little bit on the high side, so I took a small amount of the short acting, and I didn't eat anything. I was just like, I felt full. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want anything, but I did do um, the inhaler, took my insulins, and went right back to bed. Feel great. Woke up this morning, a little bit of a low sugar, definitely, because I didn't really cover all that terribly much, but I just ate a little something. I was fine, just ate a little something, and good to go. Did my yoga this morning, and some of the swelling has gone down in my hands. Still a little bit swollen in this hand. I feel it a little bit with my rings. So yeah, I feel definitely feeling it a little bit. Um, I don't know. I don't really typically wear rings on this finger. I used to with this finger, but unfortunately, I need to get that ring fixed. But I'm being very picky as far as who I'm going to allow to fix it. There's a gentleman out in Boulder City. He's a Navajo silversmith, and he actually repaired it once before. So I want to be able to take it back out there to him and take care of it. He does really good work. He's been in business for longer than I've lived here, and I trust him. So I'd much rather go out there. And I've got a few things actually that I would want to be able to take out there all at the same time, not just that ring. One of them actually is this ring, this one right here, the bottom one. Unfortunately, when I bought it, I didn't realize that it only has two prongs, and by rights, it should have four. So, and of course, because of it, the stone has a tendency to fall out. So I'm going to have him put a couple of prongs on the other two sides as well. And that should take care of that situation. And then I'll be able to wear that ring full time. The only time I wear it is when I'm doing my readings. It's rose quartz, so it helps bring love in as I'm doing doing my reading. So, yeah, that's one that I want to, and then I've got, like I said, I've got a couple others that need repairs as well. So, yeah, but of course, got to get that money together, but that's one of the reasons why I'm down this journey, going down this Three of Wands, this new adventure. Actually, I had the Three of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Eight of Cups all come out today. New adventure, most definitely. Where it's going to take me, I don't know. It's a whole new perspective. So I'm open to all sorts of new possibilities. I'm not sticking with any game plan. If an opportunity comes my way, I'll consider it. I'll consider it carefully, and then make a decision on what to do about it. So, in the meantime, I'm enjoying being able to breathe, especially, because I mean, I don't remember. I think it was Kevin Janison over there on Twitter/X. I mentioned him a few times before. He's a local news personality. I follow him. He posts a lot of um, uh, nature photos and so forth from viewers that I don't know. I guess they submit it to him or whatever. They may be friends of his. I have no idea. But anyway, yeah, he posted a picture this morning. Actually, it was, come to think of it, that one was an image from a webcam from up on Black Mountain out there in the southeast part of the valley, out there in Henderson, and showing all of the dust and so forth. And yeah, and you see how well I'm breathing. So, I'm not looking forward to seeing how I react to laundry detergents and fabric softeners and so forth. I know, it's terrible, but hey, look at what I've been through. It's understandable, but if you go back, if you haven't been following me this whole time, I have been, well, for one thing, welcome, okay? And in case you don't know, had what I believe was COVID a couple of years ago. It was some sort of respiratory virus. I don't know what it was, but it left me with permanent respiratory issues, and I've been dealing with those for the last couple of years. Basically, I've been recently diagnosed with, it goes by a couple of different names. Neither of them are true clinical names, according to what I've read. Reactive airway disease slash pre asthma. And basically, my lungs react to certain stimuli, either environmental, like pollen, dust, so on and so forth. Of course, where do I live? The desert, dust all the time. I react to that. I react to colognes, perfumes, laundry detergents, fabric softeners, tobacco, smoke, that stuff that they pump into buildings, whether apartment complexes, that where they might have where everything's indoors, or the casinos, the whole range. I mean, it's even a lot of times foods will make my lungs seize up, my airways, so on and so forth. So, anyway, that's what I've been dealing with. And this past summer was pretty bad. Well, first, I was dealing with a lot. We had extremely heightened pollen counts with all the rain that we've had over the last couple of years. And then we run right into summer where we had extreme heat. And then we had a lot of smoke come in from wildfires from California. And that's really what did me in. And go back and look at the videos that I had done starting this past summer, where I was really starting to document all this stuff, because I felt like doctors weren't listening to me. And I'm like, all right, fine. If you're not going to listen to me and possibly prescribe me something that is going to help, I'm going to show it to you. Basically, that was my mindset. I'm like, I'm sick of this shit. I don't get along very well with doctors to begin with. And then to be going through everything I went through, I was like, no, you're going to watch. You're going to see what I'm talking about. So, yeah. And the way I looked at it is, if I posted it to YouTube, if anybody else is going through the same thing, and I had come across people who have gone through the same thing, who knew they definitely had COVID and wound up with the same situations, the constant pain, this, that, every other thing, then, if it helps you all, maybe exploring other options or what have you, then by all means, I'm able to help somebody in the process as well. But anyway, like I was saying, if you go back and look at those videos, what I was going through at that time compared to what I'm going through now, huge improvement. Part of it is because of my own physical therapy, with the yoga stretches, doing the essential oil treatments, the acupressure mat and pillows, so on and so forth, and just need that last bit to help me, nip this in the bud, basically, is what I've been feeling like. And that's what I'm That's what I'm working on now. I don't know if I'm ever going to get back to normal. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but I'm giving it my best shot. You know, if I can at least get close, I'll be happy. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And I feel like maybe I have a good relationship with this new pulmonologist. At least, yeah, he's not very good at listening. He can have a tendency to be just like other doctors and cut you off or whatever. But at the same point, at least he's trying. I do know from the energy that I'm getting from him, he does have empathy. He does is sympathetic and so forth, and especially with things that I'm seeing around the office and stuff like that. For instance, there's this one sign that he has up there in the waiting room that please don't wear perfumes, colognes, and so forth out of respect for fellow patients and so forth. So I feel that to me is a tell-all. And just with certain reactions that he has, certain things that he has said, especially with our last visit. Um, yeah, I believe that he is trying. It's just a matter of finding the right thing that works for me. Hopefully, maybe this is it. Just took a little bit of adjustment with my body and everything. Fingers crossed, it's still too early to tell. I just started it, but hopefully, maybe in the process. And with me having some medical background, knowing to play, not just going with strictly with what the doctor is saying and everything. Play with it. Find what works for you. Okay? Sometimes you got to do that. And if you ever deal with somebody who's a diabetic or somebody who has to play with basically their own medications to find what works for them or whatever, then you understand what I'm talking about. Learn from them. Learn from those people because what doctors may tell you, I mean, they're going to be going by the book, okay? And by going by the book, that isn't necessarily what is going to work for you because that's a template. Our bodies are not templates. There's always going to be something that's going to be different, okay, with each of us. So yeah, follow your take matters into your own hands. Let go of that fear. Take control. It's your body. Listen to it. If your body is saying, yeah, I like this, but it's too much, cut back. Just like with insulin, okay? If you go by, with what is prescribed on the bottle or whatever, you're going to wind up with have dealing with constant lows or constant highs, and that number that's on the bottle isn't taking into environmental factors, pollen counts and so forth, how your body is. It's not taking into account of your stress levels with whatever those might be at that particular moment. They're not taking into account, of course, female problems, with your time of the month and so forth, through those cycles and everything. All of it affects your body, whether you want to realize it or admit it or not, or anybody else wants to admit it or not. All of it goes into how your body is doing at any particular moment. So, for instance, if you're a woman and you're on your period, you might have to, and you're a diabetic, you might have to increase your insulin because you're on your period, because those hormones are fucking you up right now in more ways than one. It's more than just, you pushing through all that excess that your body has accumulated throughout the month in hopes that it would produce a baby. Okay, it's more than just that. It's more than just your mood swings. Even it also is affecting you in your blood sugars. It's affecting your adrenaline levels and so forth. It increases the stress levels within your own body. So you have to take all of that into consideration when it comes to medications. your medication adjustments and so forth. Okay, so even men, if you're going through some sort of something stressful, and whether you all want to admit to it or not, if you're going through midlife crisis, menopause, okay, it's been scientifically proven you all also go through menopause with the decrease in estrogen levels and so forth. We all have it. We all have estrogen and testosterone within our bodies. It just depends on our gender as to how much that we have, which defines who we are, okay? So, as far as physically is concerned, I'm not getting into any of those hot button topic issues, okay? Please do not use this video in relation to support any arguments that you have for it one way or another. My views are my own, okay? So please don't use that anything that I'm saying here to justify any of your viewpoints, okay? So, but what I'm saying is that if you were physically born a male or a female, you're going to have hormones that are going to that are going to coincide with whether you have breasts and a vagina or a penis. That's what I'm trying to say. At the same point, how much of it is can also dictate your mental. I don't want to say your mental faculties, but how you think mentally. Okay, but those, I know what I'm trying to say here, and I'm trying not to. Okay, just follow along with what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's what I'm trying to say is that how much testosterone you have helps you with your development as far as you growing a penis. How much estrogen that your body has helps you with growing your breasts, or if whether you have a vagina. That's what I'm trying to say. Strictly physical, not mental, not anything psychological or how you identify gender wise. I'm talking about strictly physical here, okay? I feel like I'm diving into this too much. I am I believe, okay, just to clarify, I believe in people who feel that they need to be transgendered. I believe in people who feel that they were born the wrong sex. I believe in people who are who identify one versus the other. I know who I am, so I feel and I'm confident with who I am. Who you identify with is who you feel confident with, okay? That I hope this is I hope I'm not stepping on any toes here. I know what I'm trying to say with everything. I'm just trying to let you all know how I feel about it. I believe in freedom of choice. Okay? And how you feel. All right. I'm just trying to say, as far as, and now I've lost my train of thought as far as how, okay. But anyway, yeah. I know I've completely lost my train of thought. But anyway, okay. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. One way or another, we're all born with both inside of us, okay? But those factors, you know, as we get older, estrogen is going to die off in that middle age. And all of that is going to affect how you feel on any given day, and how it can also impact your medications. That's what I'm trying to say here. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. So please don't hammer me, okay? Oh gosh. I am so sorry. If I stepped on any toes, I'm so sorry. Believe me, I have had many friends who who have been gays and lesbians. I have known several who were transgender. I have had friends who have gone through sex changes and so on and so forth. I have no problems with it. Nature isn't perfect. Nature screws up too. Okay? So, that's just how I feel about that. Okay, I identify as female. Personally, I love my sausages. I can't help it. Okay, I love men, as you all know. Oh, especially strong men, because I know I'm a strong woman. I have my weaknesses just like everybody else, but I know that what I'm looking for in a man when it comes to a relationship. He has to be a strong man, especially if he wants to take me on. Oh my gosh, yeah. I never once said I live an easy life. I love risk too much. So anyway, I have my limitations, just like everybody else. But yeah, and I get tired, just like everybody else. I get weak and everything else. But you go inward and you do your healing work and so forth, and you bounce back stronger than you were before. So that's the way I look at it. So, anyway, okay, now that I've completely embarrassed myself and so on and so forth, I should let you all go. And you know what? You all want to see her? Let's see if I can trick her. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of dark. Come on. There it goes. There she is. She's like, what are you doing waking me up? Say hi. She's like, screw you. Let me sleep. If you're not going to let me go outside and let me sleep. Okay. Okay, she could be mad at me now. I'm getting hungry too. Getting my munchies back. All right, I'll talk at you later. I love you guys. I'll see y'all soon. Love you.